Mr. Schultz and team. Give you a second to get settled. And in prior years, you would have been asked a different question, but considering the budgetary constraints, with the understanding of a status quo recommended budget, what does that entail for the operations of your respective area? And just for the general viewing audience, if you can provide a brief synopsis of the services that you provide for the city, and the floor is yours, Mr. Schultz.
Thank you, Madam Chair. First of all, good to see all of you. Thank you all for having us. We're going to give you a very brief description of the services that we do provide. The administration has allowed for a status quo budget with us as well. We don't believe that that'll affect our services. We'll continue to provide the same services we've provided in the last year. Just a couple of quick notes. Number one, the work that we're doing for this contract is real work. I know we've had the opportunity to work, to talk to many of you, but you will hear in detail both from Courtney Ross, who's in charge of economic development, and Olivia, who is in charge of our small business initiatives, that there is real work associated with this, with these services that we provide to the council. And then we'll be happy to take questions. So Courtney, you want to talk?
Good evening. As you have, I believe I see a couple of folders. You'll see a folder on your desk that includes more detailed information. And again, we're happy to answer any questions, but the presentation I will not go through, but I'll just highlight some of the points is also in there for more detail. But as Ralph said, these are, this is a contract for services as we have had in the last years that involve contract for services for economic development and small business. So I'll just touch on some of the highlights of those. And again, we're here to answer any questions. On the economic development front, as you'll hear from Matt Wilshire after this, we really our team serves as an extension of Matt's team in economic development. So we provide the services of responding to all RFIs for companies who are looking in Davidson County to relocate or expand. This includes all the research, the property searches, the site visits that entail that. We also run the business retention and expansion plan for Davidson County, so meeting proactively with companies who are looking to expand or hopefully not leave, but working with them on all their workforce needs and space needs. And then, of course, filling the pipeline with marketing activities to continue to garner interest for Davidson County for companies looking to either relocate or expand. On the small business side, just a few notes about some of the services that we're able to provide because of this contract. Business Studio, which hopefully a lot of you have heard about now. This has been our suite of services for small businesses for the last several years. It's a monthly workshop services series for small businesses. Our Scale Nashville program, which used to be funded by the Small Business Administration, is funded by us. It is a 6-month cohort of small businesses learning to better fine-tune their businesses to help them scale and grow that. We launched our 5th cohort this past April. We also have a Small and Diverse Business Forum, an annual supply diversity event with over 320 businesses that participated over the last 2 years. And then finally, this year, we launched Leadership Connect, and you should have the information on this current class of Leadership Connect, which included 10 small business leaders really learning how all the civic issues and the business issues that are going on in the community so that they can ultimately become in leadership roles in the community and continue to serve in that pipeline. Everything that we do is metric driven from economic development as well as small business. So I'll just tell you a few of those. 31 projects have announced relocations and expansions in Davidson County this year. And we've worked with 73 projects who have been interested in either relocating or expanding here. And then our small business programming served under or just over 1,500 small businesses over this past fiscal year. And with that, we'll answer any questions that you have.
Thank you so much. Not seeing any council members seeking recognition. Councilman Mendez.
Sorry, I couldn't let it go.
I was breathless with anticipation.
So I'm looking at this piece from the Igniting the Region, and this is the, this is what we're funding 8-9% of is Partnership 2020, and this is the annual report. Am I reading that right?
What you're actually funding are those specific services that are attached to the contract. So Partnership 2020 campaign is a campaign that we conduct with private industry. This $350,000 is attached to the specific services that we mentioned.
Okay, so thanks. Like one of the things that, I mean, we've funded this obviously every year that I think most of us have been in the council, but we have all these presentations that have got the exact same format for the presentation that goes budget item, number of people, funded, and then we get to y'all's and it's, you know, warm and fuzzy for a dollar amount. Is there, I mean, are the programs that are being funded specific human beings, or are they partial? I mean, do you have FTEs associated with them?
So we've got we're required to submit a spending plan, which fits in certain categories. So we are a little bit different than the presentations you've heard today. We have a spending plan. It's a contract for services where we attach a spending plan and an annual report each year. And so we can provide that for you, and it varies every year. There are certain categories that are, I guess, are permittable that we're able to, and that includes some travel to conferences and some marketing activities, and some of that is personnel. So we've got, I've got that we can show you, and we can put on the SharePoint in terms of the spending plan, and it breaks down very specifically what all the dollars go towards.
All right, that would be helpful to see the spending plan, and I guess I don't know if it changes year from year, whether it's the exact same spending plan as the year before now.
It changes. It changes year to year, and again, it is the definition of category is pretty specific, and so we have to make sure that we're going to fulfill correctly based on Metro's definition of how that money can be spent. One of those categories is personnel and benefits, and others, which I can provide you. It also has definitions included in the handbook as well.
All right, and then so like with the Small Business Leadership Connect thing be like a line item in that spending plan?
It fits into one of the categories, yes. And so, Olivia?
Yeah, sure. So the expenses that go along with the program will be itemized out in the spending plan. And it, like she said, they're very specific. And so not all of the expenses that go along with the program fit there. But for the most part, we can find a category, and those will be included as well.
So, and like with that program in particular, I know that's something you guys have heard council voices and looking for more of a focus on small business, which I appreciate. I am interested on that one in particular of how much of the money went to that. And you know, I came and spoke to one of the things. I think it's a great program. I am interested to know how many small businesses have participated in that.
And the Leadership Connect program?
Right.
So this was our first year that we've launched the program, and we had 10 small businesses that participate, but we anticipate it being an annual program. We'll have additional cohorts each year.
Okay. And so hopefully we can see how much of the 350 is spent on that with the information. All right, thank you.
And just to be clear, Courtney, you won't submit to the SharePoint. That's the council member. They have a mechanism. Yeah. You're just, you're going to submit your information to Councilmember Mendez, myself, Mr. Jamison, and Danielle. Okay. Thank you so much. Vice Chair Schulman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And since Councilman Mendez couldn't stop himself, then I figured I'd hit my button as well. So I'm interested in something that's just happened, but I would start by saying, obviously, it's a tough budget year, but we still are recognized very strongly, both in, I think, in this country and now internationally for business. And so certainly appreciate what the Chamber does, because we seem to be moving ahead very, very strongly continually. But my question has to do with the nonstop flight from Nashville to London. So what is the immediate reaction to that?
Yeah, it's very popular. Yeah.
Well, since he can make his own comments, but I'm just,
I just have to say that already, I mean, British Airways has already said that it's exceeded the expectations for this early phase of the flight. We hear that that the bookings are moving along at a very rapid rate. I think, without being too promotional, there are discounted seats available to book between now and October for travel till whenever. So I think they're pretty much gone. I tried to book my flight within an hour of the announcement, and all those seats were gone. So.
well, in a tough budget year where it seems like every time we're up here we're depressed by things. That sounds very, very positive, and so thank you.
I could give you my normal speech, but.
Thank you, Vice Chair Shore.
That's good.
Councilman Cooper.
Thank you very much. Just a background question. I think you would agree that the cost of the contract is just a fraction of the cost of the services. So in this case where it is sort of a token payment, how was this amount arrived at, so to speak? So why this amount, given that you all are, I think you would say, covering a large amount of the cost behind this? Again, was that history? Have we kind of evolved here over history, or?
You know, fundamentally what we've done is we have charged Metro for the services to the amount that they will cover, and then to go beyond that number. So, for instance, Councilman, last year when we reduced that number, we had to reduce one of our outbound trips. But by and large, what we will try to do is we will charge Metro for a portion of those services, and then we'll go out and secure private support to augment that.
So there's a proportionality, so to speak, that if it's not this number, then the scope of services has to be reduced because it is proportional or token.
As a for instance, the RFI responses that we prepare, we know the exact cost of preparing those responses. And we don't respond to RFIs for anyone but Davidson County. That's a service that we can specifically identify. It's the same thing with outbound recruiting trips. We can identify the specific costs associated with that. When it comes to providing some of those programs that we highlighted in our presentation, we can identify specific costs, but because we want to make those programs available to non-members as well as members, then we will go out and seek additional funding to try to provide for that participation.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Councilman. Council Lady Dow.
Thank you. I just wanted to say thank you. I appreciate all the work that you all do, especially for me. I know I'm one to utilize the chamber a lot, serving the Antioch community. You hear from me all the time, asking on behalf of my neighbors, like, what's going on? What are we doing? Are we marketing the area? And I just want to go on record to say that I really appreciate the services that you provided to me, the traffic counts, the demographic data, a lot of information that you probably wouldn't provide to small businesses. I noticed that you all have really stepped up and started providing some of those extra services. And so I want you to know that I appreciate it. It's helped out a lot. Sharing some of that information, and thank you for the work that you do for our city.
Thank you.
Council Lady Hurt.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I appreciate it. So I'm looking at your Nashville Economic Development Guide, the livability, and wondering if there's a threshold for certain economics that's received, because as you've got museums and festivals listed, but I don't see the Hot Chicken Festival, nor do I see the African Street Festival or the Jefferson Street Jazz and Blues Festival or the International Black Film Festival or the National Museum of African American Music. So I'm just wondering if there's a certain threshold or amount of economic commerce that's brought in that has to be achieved before they make it to your economic guide?
Absolutely
And this just to name a few. These are just to name a few.
That's a great point, and I appreciate that. We, obviously, we need to look at that, and there's so much space on that page, but we do also have a Live It guide that's not included in there that has information from not only each county, but also more specifically about Davidson County. And I'll go back and take a look at that and make sure that if that's not on there, that it is added on.
Right, because I do see Bonnaroo, and I don't think they're in Davidson County, are they?
They're not in Davidson County.
Okay.
Thank you, Council Lady Hurt.
If you would be
There's
so,
not a threshold.
No threshold, Council Lady Hurt.
if you all would be so kind as to forward us a list of your favorites, it would be helpful to us in compiling that list.
Well, it's not necessarily a favorite, but it's just one of those.
Press your microphone, Council Lady Hurt, for the viewing
Anytime
audience.
you can submit that to us, that will help us publicize it.
That's why I'm telling you.
Use your microphone, Council Lady Hurt. Your microphone for the viewing audience.
I'm saying that's why I'm telling you now. You've got two capable individuals working with you. I think they can write those names down.
You've got it.
Thank you.
Okay.
It's noted, Council Lady. Council Lady Johnson.
Thank you, Chair Vercher. Thank you, Ralph. Thank you to the entire team of the Chamber. You all have done a tremendous amount of work, most especially in Southeast Nashville, coming out there, spending time with our constituents, with the leaders in our area. I just wanted to make a note of that we appreciate the attention and the support and the help that the Chamber has provided. Now, I am going to echo Council Lady at Large, Sharon Hurt, because I went straight to that page. And we do have to do better in terms of, and I think many of the Southeast council members have continuously given you feedback in adding things into your publications that highlight the face of our city. And so please make a cognizant effort to be inclusive so that we can all continue to be excited and proud of how we market our city beyond Nashville. But again, thank you for all of your work.
Thank you so much, Council Lady. Seeing no other council members seeking recognition, thank you so much, Mr. You can send it through to SharePoint, Councilman Hastings. In consideration of time, we're going to go ahead and take the next department. Thank you so much, Mr. Schultz, and the service that you provide for the city. Next, we're going to have economic development.